This is United Network News with Sunny Galt, Calen, Kimberly Gogan, and our field messengers from around the world. Here's today's real news.
It's no secret. There's been a major shift in beauty and self-care. Plastic surgery and medical aesthetics are booming among younger generations. And this isn't just a local phenomenon. It's happening all over the world. From the bustling streets of New York to the beauty capital of Seoul, people under 30 are redefining what beauty, self-expression, and even self-care look like.
Cosmetic surgery and injections aren't just for older people trying to turn back the clock anymore. Now, young people all over the world are turning to these procedures, whether to maintain their youthful appearance or to transform their overall look completely. What's interesting is how this trend is growing rapidly in developing countries, where rising access to these treatments and the influence of global beauty standards are driving demand. Seoul, South Korea, is renowned as a global hub for cosmetic surgery, with a significant portion of its younger population opting for various procedures. A 2020 survey revealed approximately 25% of women ages 19 to 29 in South Korea have undergone plastic surgery, a figure that has risen even higher in recent years.
In South Korea, plastic surgery is so normalized that a common high school graduation gift from parents to children is double eyelid surgery. Due to societal pressures and a highly competitive job market, Koreans believe that enhancing their appearance will get them more opportunities for success. However, there is evidence that these procedures are highly addictive and promote unhealthy beauty standards. Furthermore, they're not cheap. Have a look at these most common procedures and how much money they'll set you back. Double eyelid surgery, rhinoplasty, cheekbone surgery, breast implants. While most procedures in Korea are still done by women, it is becoming much more common for the guys to do it too.
Young people are increasingly opting for less invasive cosmetic procedures as a way to enhance their appearance with minimal downtime. Treatments like Botox, fillers, and non-surgical facelifts have become popular choices, offering subtle results that don't require the recovery time associated with traditional surgeries. Around 1 in 5 people in places like Brazil and China say they plan to get treatments like anti-wrinkle injections within the next few years, and the younger generation is particularly eager to jump on board. The medical aesthetics industry, already worth $82 billion, is expected to almost double in the next 5 years, reaching $143 billion, according to projections from Grandview Research. But not everyone is on the Botox bandwagon. Critics say the drive for young people to change their appearance can lead to unrealistic beauty standards and pressure to constantly fix their appearance. They argue young people might not fully understand the long-term effects or risks, like potential complications or the need for ongoing treatments. Critics also worry these procedures might hurt self-esteem rather than boost it, especially if someone is getting them to meet others' expectations. Instead of relying on surgery or injections, they believe it's better to focus on building confidence and embracing natural beauty.
Here's my honest and potentially controversial view on plastic surgery. I personally think that every single woman is absolutely beautiful in her natural state. Just there's some radiance that cannot be mimicked by any type of marketing, any type of makeup, any type of plastic surgery enhancements. It's something that comes from within. It's something that has been God-given. When it comes to plastic surgery, I think doing something small is going to make them feel good about themselves because they are truly doing it for themselves. But most of their confidence truly does come from the inside, and they know they have much more to offer than just their physical appearance. However, when it becomes really problematic, and unfortunately this is the majority of the kind of plastic surgery that you see on the internet that's really influential, is these things that are completely unnecessary. And when women think that they need them to give them an extra edge, as if getting this filler or this enhancement is going to transform their life in a way they can't do themselves. It's spending so much thought, energy, and money on things that won't change your life.
There are several reasons why young people around the world are increasingly turning to plastic surgery and cosmetic treatments. Social media plays a big role, as filters, selfies, and the pressure to look camera ready make younger generations hyper aware of their appearance. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok often highlight perfect features, setting unrealistic beauty standards. Many 20-somethings also see treatments like Botox and fillers as preventative, aiming to tackle wrinkles or volume loss before they appear. Cultural shifts have made plastic surgery less stigmatized, with more people viewing it as a form of self-care rather than something to hide. On top of that, affordability and accessibility have improved. Traveling for plastic surgery, also known as medical tourism, has become a growing trend, as many people look for affordable or specialized procedures in other countries. Popular destinations like South Korea, Mexico, Thailand, and Brazil attract patients due to their reputation for skilled surgeons and lower treatment costs compared to countries like the US or Europe. However, it's crucial to ensure you choose a reputable, accredited surgeon with experience to minimize risks and ensure high-quality care.
So when it comes to international travel for plastic surgery, I am often concerned about, number one, the language barrier. Are you able to effectively communicate with your foreign plastic surgeon what results you're seeking? Are you able to get an informed consent as to the risks, benefits, and alternatives for the surgery that you're about to seek? Secondly, I'm concerned about aftercare and possible complications. If something happens, you need somebody who can take care of you. If you're back in your home country, you may not be easily accessible to have this medical aftercare. Lastly, there may be differences in products and techniques. It's not necessarily a bad thing to use different techniques, but here in the U.S., we have a very tightly regulated FDA. So products and materials that are used in surgery are very, very tightly regulated. I would not want you to undergo surgery and have a complication because a subpar or suboptimal product was used, causing a complication.
Before committing to plastic surgery or cosmetic injectables, consider this. Society's beauty standard is constantly changing. Only a few years ago, celebrities were endorsing Brazilian butt lifts and breast enhancements. Now, in the Ozempic age, things have changed. Plastic surgeons are reporting a record number of tummy tucks to get rid of excess skin and breast reduction surgeries. It may sound a bit cliche, but you can't buy true beauty. That comes from within. Butter is a must-have ingredient in kitchens worldwide, flying off the shelves faster than before. Countries are reporting dramatic increases that are putting pressure on households, bakeries, and entire food industries. But with demand surging, there's a catch. Prices are climbing, and consumers everywhere are feeling the financial squeeze. So what's behind this buttery boom? And what kind of ripple effect is it having on both consumers and businesses?
Butter prices are climbing, and it's not just one thing causing the spike. The biggest issue? The skyrocketing cost of feed for dairy cows, which makes up about 60% of what it costs to produce milk. Grain and hay prices have shot up thanks to droughts, higher demand, and ongoing supply chain problems, leaving dairy farmers feeling the squeeze. On top of that, the aftershocks from the pandemic, like transportation delays and labor shortages, are still making it tough to get milk and butter where they need to go. Throw in the war in Ukraine, disrupting supply chains even more. And then there's the labor issue. The dairy industry has been struggling to find enough workers for a while now. It's a tough job that doesn't always pay well. For many independent farms, the math simply isn't adding up anymore. Rising costs, shrinking margins, and mounting debts are forcing tough decisions and, sadly, more closures. It's a recipe for rising costs.
So I'm here at No Frills. It is one of the cheapest places that you can shop. I said Walmart last time, but I think this might be cheaper, but it depends on what you're going for. But I'm floored at what butter is, because that's what I came here today for, and I'm not sure where else to shop that's cheaper. So if you have somewhere, please put it down in the comments, because this is what I'm finding. So our no-name butter brand is that price right there. Yeah. And then I'm buying the stuff that's on sale just above it for $5.99. That's like $6 for butter. And normally it's like even more. It's above $7. So I don't know. I think that personally is asinine. But yeah, I guess that's where we're at economically.
While butter prices have risen in the United States, milk production has remained steady, making prices much lower than Europe. According to the European Commission, butter prices have jumped by an average of 19% between October 2023 and October 2024. Slovakia got hit the hardest, with prices soaring a whopping 49%, while Germany and the Czech Republic weren't far behind, with increases of around 40%. And it's not just Europe dealing with these price hikes. Countries all over the world are feeling the pinch. Butter has become a luxury for many, including shoppers in New Zealand, one of the world's largest exporters of butter.
The cheapest butter in New Zealand, Woolworths brand, kind of like Pam's, and this has gone up 90 cents. 500 grams of butter. Last week or the week before, last time I bought butter, it was $5.50. Now it's $6.50. Yeah, I think it was $5.40, $5.60. $5.60 to $6.50. They just changed the numbers around. So I'm pretty off that I have to pay $6.50 for 500 grams of butter. But some people pay up to $8, and I think they're really stupid because it's the same different label.
Small businesses, especially bakeries and cafes, are feeling the squeeze from rising butter costs. For many of these businesses, butter is a key ingredient, whether it's in pastries, cakes, or savory dishes. As prices climb, they're forced to either absorb the higher costs, which cuts into their already tight margins, or pass the price increase onto consumers. Some are getting creative, adjusting recipes to use less butter or turning to alternatives, but that can affect the quality of their products. It's a tough balancing act, keeping prices affordable for customers while trying to stay afloat in a market where the cost of ingredients is rising across the board.
Le beurre, il augmente depuis septembre. Là, ça a pris à peu près au moins 25% depuis septembre. Et aujourd'hui, ça coûte 10 € du kilo. Et on l'achetait 8 € et quelques au mois de septembre. À un moment donné, donc les industriels et peut-être certains boulangers qui avaient peur de vendre leurs croissants trop cher ont fait des croissants à la margarine. Et donc ils ont appelé ça ordinaire. Mais c'est dévoyer le croissant, car le croissant, c'est au beurre. Si le boulanger augmente de 5 centimes, on lui dit, et on lui demande, ce qui est assez étonnant, c'est que parfois on lui demande pourquoi.
While butter prices are rising, there are a few ways to save. Buying in bulk when butter is on sale can help, and using other spreads instead of butter in some recipes is a cheaper option. You can also stretch your butter supply by using less when you're cooking or baking. Finally, supporting local dairy farmers helps keep costs down by cutting transportation expenses. The ingredients are usually better too.
Step into a world of possibilities with New Earth, a groundbreaking series that shines light on holistic ways to live, work, and thrive. Join us weekly to discover new innovative ideas and explore the world around us as we, together, create our future, our New Earth.
Imagine living in a space that doesn't just keep you safe, but actively helps you feel better. supporting both your body and mind? What if your home or office could reduce stress, spark creativity, and help you think more clearly? This is where neuroarchitecture comes in, showing us how we can redesign our spaces to boost our well-being and make everyday life and work better.
Experts say our environment impacts everything from our mood and stress levels to our ability to focus. That means architects have a unique opportunity and responsibility to create spaces that feel good too, along with looking good. Neuroarchitecture is all about designing spaces that promote well-being. For example, studies show natural light reduces stress and improves focus, while green spaces like plants or gardens have a calming effect. Even details like ceiling light and colors matter. Higher ceilings spark creativity, and natural tones like green and blue reduce stress. By understanding how our brains react to different spaces, we can design environments that truly enhance our lives.
Hi guys, Chester Santos, the International Man of Memory, coming today from the Haydar Aliyev Center in Baku, a masterpiece of neuroarchitecture. Neuroarchitecture is where architecture meets neuroscience. This building has a very fluid design with seamless transitions from exterior to interior. If you actively trace the building's curves and follow how the outside plaza merges with the interior spaces, you will engage your spatial awareness and pattern recognition abilities, giving your brain a real workout. This technique for brain exercise can be applied wherever you encounter intriguing architecture. Challenge yourself to mentally map the space. How do the shapes connect? Where do the lines converge? If you actively engage with architectural spaces, you'll not only appreciate the design, but also enhance your cognitive abilities. So the next time you see an interesting building, remember that every curve is a chance to train your brain.
Neuroarchitecture can transform all kinds of spaces. In workplaces, designs with natural light, greenery, and ergonomic layouts boost productivity and lower stress. Our homes can feel more relaxing and joyful with the right lighting, textures, and layout. Also, imagine schools and universities that benefit from flexible spaces, natural materials, and calming colors that support learning, and hospitals where people can feel comfortable and calm instead of anxious and stressed. This kind of innovative approach to design is already happening in some places around the world. One example is Maggie's Centers, a network of cancer support centers in the UK designed by renowned architects such as Frank Gehry and Zaha Hadid. These centers provide a welcoming and comforting environment for cancer patients, incorporating natural elements like gardens and light-filled spaces to promote healing.
This is Maggie's Center in Leeds, England. It's a place where cancer patients or their relatives can receive practical or emotional support during treatment. It was built on a hospital campus, but stands out in stark contrast to the other buildings around it. The architecture and interior design with its soft curves are meant to be inviting to both patients and other visitors. Maggie's Center in Leeds was completed in 2020 by British architect Thomas Heatherwick. He based the design on oversized garden planters with the goal of enhancing the greenery around the building. He says architecture plays an important role in our well-being.
This was really interesting for us because I think an issue of our time is how buildings affect us emotionally. And many buildings have failed us in the last century or so emotionally. They've made bad places, and you couldn't get a more extreme need for something that connects with people's emotions and feelings than a cancer care center.
Neuroarchitecture is all about creating spaces that feel meaningful and human-centered. It's focused on how a space impacts emotions and how people actually use it. For instance, adding plants or water features can make a room feel calming and connected to nature. But it's not just about what you see. It's about all of the senses. Sounds, smells, and textures play a huge role too, like how soft lighting or a soothing scent can make a space instantly more inviting. By tailoring spaces to different preferences, emotions, and even cultural backgrounds, designers can create environments that truly connect with the people using them.
Did you know that architecture can literally shape your mind? Wait until you discover how your brain reacts to different spaces. Neuroscience teaches us that architecture directly affects our emotions and behaviors. For example, studies conducted in schools with ample natural lighting and views of nature showed that students performed up to 25% better in tests and exams compared to those studies in environments without these features. This demonstrates the power of environmental design in positively influencing our cognition and well-being. Consider also how the acoustic design of a workplace can reduce stress and improve focus. Offices designed with sound-absorbing materials decrease noise pollution, allowing people to concentrate better and feel less tired at the end of the day. Neuroarchitecture doesn't create spaces, it shapes human experiences. So the conclusion is clear. When planning environments, architecture changes our brain and behavior.
However, applying neuroarchitectural insights isn't always easy. Budgets, client demands, regulations, and tight deadlines can all get in the way. A key issue is the gap between neuroscience research and everyday architectural practice, as most architects aren't trained to interpret these studies. Collaboration between researchers, architects, developers, and regulatory bodies can help turn scientific findings into practical, usable guidelines. Updating building codes to include features like neuroarchitectural design can promote well-being and meet growing demand for health-focused spaces. Small changes today can lead to buildings that truly support people's health and happiness.
The beauty of a snowy Norwegian winter comes at the cost of slippery roads, traffic issues, and school bus cancellations. UNN Field Messenger Veronica shares what it's like to manage these snowy days.
Hello, this is Field Messenger Veronica from Nøtterøy, Tønsberg, in the south of Norway, in Europe. When you wake up in the morning, look outside and see it snowing heavily. You know there will be trouble on the road. Low temperatures and snow in Norway mean slippery and chaotic roads and traffic. Well, first of all, you must dig a path from the house out to the car and wipe off all the snow. That is heavy work, and you do need the right tools to get the job done. Nature is beautiful when it's covered with white, clean snow. The landscape completely changes. But it does have its downfall. The snow is really coming down heavy today, and the weather forecast reports of double the amount of what it already has fallen today. The news said that even a snow plow had driven off the road and most buses were cancelled. The roads are slippery. And most school buses were cancelled today, so parents are forced out in this weather to pick up their school children. The snowy roads was not a pretty sight, and most drivers were stressed and very tense and concentrated. There were a few accidents, but nothing really bad. It felt really, really good to get off the main road and into the local roads that really looked pretty in this snowy costume. It was such a release to get home. I realized that I had to start shuffling snow over again, but that was okay. When the job was done, it was really, really good to get into a warm, cozy house where the cat and a warm fire was waiting for us. We were so grateful for all the firewood that we had piled up during the summer. Now we reap the benefit from all the heavy work. So, hope you liked the snowy report from Norway. Thank you for watching. Signing out.
Unusual winter weather has hit Joplin, Missouri with freezing temperatures, several inches of snow, and more on the way. something highly uncommon for the area. UNN Field Messenger Candice wonders what might be causing this anomaly.
Hello, this is Candice, Field Messenger reporter for UNN. In January 2025, near Joplin, Missouri. As you can see behind me, we've got a lot of snow here. It feels like we're in St. Louis, not Joplin. This is on the southern border with Arkansas. And we're not supposed to have 2-3 weeks of below freezing weather every night. And to have 4 or 5 inches of snow, and there's supposed to be 2 more inches coming today, and this is just unheard of. And there needs to be some investigations about, what is going on with our weather. And they should not just say, oh, it's climate change. Something is amiss. I have seen chemtrails in the sky in the last 5 days. And what are they doing up there? So there's a lot of questions about the weather. But you can see from the maps I'm showing, the white space shows the snow in Joplin. And it is just horrendous. All the schools are closed. All the businesses have been closed. We had a long break for Christmas, and now the kids are still supposed to be staying at home. I'm very sorry. There has been 2 deaths in the last few days in Joplin, Missouri, and I'm very sorry that the fires have been going on in California and all the many deaths there. So this is serious news. Again, I'm Candice reporting for UNN News.
Romania's waterfalls amaze visitors with their natural beauty. UNN Field Messenger Monica explores the legends and geographic wonders linked to these spectacular falls.
Hello, this is Monica from Romania, Field Messenger reporting for UNN. Located at an altitude at about 1,000 meters and with a total height of about 30 meters, Bride's Vale is a 2-step waterfall of particular grandeur and wildness, being one of the most interesting and beautiful waterfalls in the Apusen Mountains. An old legend says that the name of the waterfall comes from the fact that a bride fell from the steep cliffs in the area where the waterfall is located, and her veil got caught on the rocks. In winter, the rock face becomes an excellent place for ice climbing, but whatever the season, you will feel the mountain's energy embrace you, connecting your soul with nature's equally beautiful essence. We all know how majestic the waterfalls are in winter when they are completely frozen, or how grateful we are to cool down in one of them in summer. But this is not the case with the boiling waterfall, which is a completely different and unique waterfall, being a waterfall of hot springs. Located in the picturesque region of Transylvania, Boiling Waterfall is over 20 meters high and collects all 16 thermomineral springs of the area, so it never freezes. In the cold season, all the vegetation around the waterfall seems to have been removed from an ice kingdom by the steam of the thermal water, so here, winter is not coming. Numerous travertine hills and small pools have formed at the foot of the waterfall, from where you can reach the water curtain and enjoy a wonderful bath in the wilderness. Horses Waterfall is located at the highest altitude in Romania at an altitude of 1,300 meters, and it has a 90 meters fall, making it one of the tallest waterfalls in Romania. Whether you choose to hike in the mountains where the trails are well marked, or take the more comfortable chairlift from Borșa Resort. To admire this waterfall, you will have to travel to the northern part of Romania, to Maramureș, one of the most beautiful regions of the country. The water that comes from the melting snow and the rains gather in a glacial circus, and from there it starts in the valley, drains over a steep limestone called the Horses Bridge, forming the waterfall. The same stream, Horses Valley, forms a canyon of other 9 waterfalls upstream of Horses Waterfall. The legend of the Horses Waterfall is breathtaking. It is said that on the rich pastures of the mountains, which were the favorite places of the locals for grazing their horses during the summer, hundreds of horses roam with their impressive elegance, creating their own paradise there. However, the mountain was not always as magical as we imagine, because the bear was trying to find prey among those horses, cornering them and somehow leading them to the precipice we know today as the Horses Waterfall. The legend also says that this waterfall was formed by the tears of the local people and the shepherds who had lost their beloved horses. Thank you for watching. Bye.
UNN is changing the face of news. Join us for our weekly Field Messenger meetings and learn how you can make a difference. Visit unitednetwork.earth for more information. Thanks for watching.